After the game, Jimmy Butler mentioned Steph Curry that I've never seen an individual get fouled more than he gets fouled. And one thing I found interesting was most of it is off the ball. Please break that down, and why is that true?
Well, it's definitely true because I think they fear Steph just as much off the ball, if not more, than they do on him. Because off the ball is where he causes so much havoc. And Jimmy, with the statement that he made, is very true. I think he's always being grabbed and held off the ball because you don't want to get a step behind, so everybody just grab and hold him. And, it's interesting because Loon got an offensive foul tonight where he was going in for the screen. And Loon said something to the ref, and the ref said something back. I said, yeah. I said, the problem is it is an offensive foul. I said, but you're just letting the guy hold him. So in order for him to get a screen, he actually have to go try to wedge in between this guy grabbing him.
Right.
And Steph, he has to go try to wedge in between that because he's just being held. So, yeah, you can call an offensive foul every time, but if he's just going to hold him, then what is he to do as a screener? You know what I'm saying? Like, you really can't get a clean screen because he's just grabbing and holding him, and you're not going to call the first foul.
Right.
So, no, Jimmy's is 1,000% true. Like, Steph gets fouled more than anybody. And it is oftentimes off the ball because as soon as he take off, if you're a half a step off his body, it creates a domino effect because all he needs is a half an inch to get the shot off, and it's a great look. So they just grab and hold him. And he just keep moving, and they just grab him and hold him. It's interesting. It's definitely interesting, to say the least.
Yeah, my goal for Steph in the playoffs is 10 free throws a game.
He should get 10 free throws a game. He earns them, that's for sure.
He definitely, I want him to average 10 free throws a game just because he does get fouled a lot. And I think, a lot of times the referees just kind of let it slide, right? The grabbing, the holding, jumping under him when he's shooting. Like, people do whatever they can. And sometimes they let that go because you're greatness for capacity outside of, no contact. You can't hit a shooter. You can't have contact with a shooter. You can't grab somebody coming around the screen. And when I watch the game, he get bumped, held, grabbed, pushed off his mark more than any shooter that I've ever seen in the league not get those fouls. The next 4 games.
One second. 1 second.
What happened?
I think Steph also gets punished for 2 things. One is he don't talk to the referees.
Right.
Like, so they know they're not going to get cussed out. They know he ain't going to say much. He may say something every now and then, but he don't say anything. And I think that actually he gets penalized for that. I also think he gets penalized because he's not a flopper.
Right.
So he don't flop to sell calls. And so it's almost as if, he not getting fouled, or it don't matter because he ain't showing that he getting fouled. And I think in this league, we reward flopping. Like, and we put a flopping rule in that you never see get called.
Right.
Like, the flop never gets called, ever. It does not get called all year, but it's actually a rule, but we reward flopping and flailing in this league, and Steph does neither. And so I actually think it doesn't really hurt him because he still do what he do, but it hurts him as far as getting the call and getting to the free throw line because he don't flop and he don't sell the calls.
Yeah, speaking of Steph, y'all been locked in. Steph been locked in before this Rockets game, of course. 52 points versus the Grizzlies, 12 threes, 37 points against the Lakers, 36 against the Nuggets, 7 threes. He got an edge right now, right? You see Steph locked in. What does that mean? Like, what are you seeing on a daily basis that's getting him hyped up for these games, especially on your run? What's changed in Steph?
I think he said it early on. I think number one, him being forced to take that week off helped, just to kind of get your legs back underneath him. But number two, we right in the thick of things. Like, we right in the hunt.
Right.
We control our own destiny, like, to guarantee ourselves a playoff spot. He said it a few months ago. I just want to play meaningful basketball. And after every game, he'd look at a couple of coaches and he'd say, meaningful basketball. Like, and so I don't think it's necessarily something that's hyping him up per se, more so than the opportunity to play meaningful basketball games that really mean something. And, like, us going to the playoffs is a very realistic thing. Like, so let's, you start to ramp up to that, getting to that level of where you need to be in a couple of weeks. And so I think, it's just kind of that time. Like, he definitely been locked in. And Steph also, we all do, I don't with the pod, but you get to a point to where you put everything else down and it's just like, all right, it's just this now. And, it's around that time. So
it's that time.
He definitely locked in, playing with that edge and focus, like, what matters is the games. And it's showing.
Yeah.
I think he's making an argument to snatch that last spot on that All-NBA team, first team, putting up a real case. So
absolutely. Especially just the year he's been having and the consistency, how we talk about, the importance of consistency, and how much we value consistency throughout the year and also the growth. And so finishing the year strong is going to be super important. And this last week of the season is even more important because you got the Suns, the Spurs, the Blazers, and the Clippers. Everything that's happening with you on the floor, when you guys play, when you don't play, is really going to determine who's going to be 4, 8, 10, right?